Our series with L'Oreal Paris continues this morning, celebrating women across the country as we look to International Women's Day this weekend.
All right, Miriam Alden, Vancouver fashion designer and founder of Brunette the Label, joins us this morning to share her story. Miriam, it's nice to have you with us here in TMS. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be on the show.
Well, thank you for that. And we know you wanted to be here with us in studio, but you find yourself in Paris this morning. Just explain to us all what brought you there.
Absolutely. So I'm in Paris right now getting ready to get for a fashion show that we're doing for basically during Paris Fashion Week. And I'm going to be showing my collection for the first time here.
That is so amazing. Congratulations. Now, you have been in the fashion industry for over 2 decades, and it has been quite the journey. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. She's tired. Just kidding. But I have been doing this for 20 years. I started in the industry in wholesale and really evolved my brand kind of from 1 sweatshirt to 12 to 24. And then recently introduced the brand into a fashion label, which is what we're going to be showing here. But the brand originally started with graphic sweatshirts, which is why this collaboration is so amazing and authentic for us.
All right, you mentioned those graphic sweatshirts, and in fact, Miriam, you play a big role in L'Oreal Paris' I'm Worth It campaign. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, absolutely. So L'Oreal Paris reached out to us to do a collaboration for International Women's Day, which as a female-founded Canadian brand is honestly a dream come true. Because I started my brand in graphic sweatshirts, I feel like it's just such a beautiful transition, as well as just collaborating with such an iconic brand and the I'm Worth It statement is very similar to our values, which is Babes Supporting Babes. So my company, our value statement is Babes Supporting Babes, which basically means there's room for all of us. We're better together. Let's work together and grow. And I feel like it's sort of evolved out of the I'm Worth It, which is, I feel like says the exact same thing and means the same thing.
Yep, for sure. And as you know, a big part of the I'm Worth It campaign is gifting a sweatshirt to someone who is deserving. So I know you had problems narrowing it down to just one.
Yes. I'm just such a... Oh, sorry. I just had a little audio delay. Say that again.
Yeah. So who did you pick in the end?
I really had a hard time narrowing it down. I'm such a girl's girl through and through. I always feel like I'm standing here today because of so many incredible women that have supported me along the way. I picked one of my favorite Canadian fashion icons, Jeannie Becker, who's become a dear friend of mine. She is the first person that I went on live TV with, and she's just become like a wonderful, dear friend. I used to watch her on TV, and it made me think, if she can do it, I can do it. So she was definitely on there. And I picked a lot of other Canadian female founders as well, but I just wanted to pick women that inspired me. And I really believe that we are better together. And honestly, the more of us together, the more we grow. And I would not be here without so many amazing women. And yeah, Jeannie was definitely one of the main women when I thought of with this campaign, for sure.
Well, Miriam, that's a great pick. There's a lot of love here at TMS for Jeannie Becker, that's for sure.
And
if you had advice for somebody who is either launching their own business like you did many years ago, if you had one piece of advice for somebody watching, what would that be?
It's so hard for me to always just pick one piece of advice, but I think what I would say, my biggest piece of advice would be, I never expected to have grown my business in the way that I did, but I just started. And I think the biggest piece of advice I would give to somebody is just start. I never expected to be in Paris today, getting ready to show my collection, collaborating with L'Oreal Paris. It's honestly a dream come true. But I started by selling 1 sweatshirt, and then I sold 12, and then I sold 24, and then I sold 48, and I drove around in my car. It wasn't this quick success. And I just think just starting and then one foot in front of the other with a dream, and I think you'll be able to get to where you want to go.
I love it. Love it so much. Miriam, congratulations again. Have the best time there.
Thank you.
Remember, we also want to remind you L'Oreal Paris is making 3,000 of the limited I'm Worth It sweatshirts designed by Miriam, available at pop-up shops in Toronto and Montreal. Now, if you can't make it in person, you can also enter for the chance to win one. All you have to do is scan the QR code you see at the bottom of your screen.
This portion of the morning show is brought to you by L'Oreal Paris. This International Women's Day, remember that you're worth it.